is the room that I am in for the show. This is the attic space. I'm going to be doing a show every day here at 1:30. I've got that many chairs to try and make last for a month. Not hopefully just for an hour a day for a month, laughing for a full month. That's a bit tough. Got these lovely microphones, doing the posters. I can't really film myself putting up posters because I need both hands. I've arrived, today was the first day for putting up posters, but I didn't get in till like 11:30, 12, and already everything was packed. Your first Edinburgh tip of the day, unless you've got a professional marketing team that are doing stuff, if there's a day for putting up posters or the first day, get in quick because the space disappears. I'm putting my Tetris skills to the fore. Do you like my flow-away hair? There's a fan in the corner that I'm using, getting the benefits out of. Talking a bit today about how I kind of prep for the show. When I try to do this every day is that I'll get in and have half an hour to 45 minutes to have a coffee and literally write down the entire show, plot point by plot point. I'm one of those people who likes to learn by writing something down, so I find that really helps it stick in my head, particularly because you can't really stand in a coffee shop and just go through your lines, because then I do like an hour and a half to hour 15 minutes flyering straight after that. Edinburgh tip number 2 is take that time to go through your show every day. Don't just rush in, do a bit of prep if you can, but also save your energy because flyering will suck out your will to live. Nice and positive. Today's update is about flyering. The place where I have flyered for every year that I've been here, it's just beside the Gilded Balloon. But the Gilded Balloon is closed this year as they did loads of work to the TV8 building, the Student Union building. I don't know how that's going to affect tickets. I don't know how that's going to affect numbers. I really have to now try and find a different area that's not too far from my venue to really try and flyer people. It was always such an easy spot. Easy is good. I'm a big fan of easy. So if I'm going to do a bird tip today, and it's trying to find that optimum space near your venue. Near your venue, it has to be, I feel, near your venue. If I went up to the Royal Mile, no one's going to make the effort to walk up down. You want to try and make it as easy as possible for people to get to your venue. So try and find that good intersection. There's lots of people coming through and a steady pace of people, so you're going to get more folks. Sometimes you'll get it though, you'll get there and then there'll be 75 people flyering 4 people, and that's just cruel. So behind me is the Meet the Media event that happens at the Fringe every year, and I have never been able to go to it. Voice starts just about when my show starts, and as you can see, those queues are massive. So the thought of even trying to get in to go up to a media person and go, please review my show, just doesn't happen. So if you know anybody who wants to like pretend to be me in the next hour and queue up for about 3, be much appreciated.
I'll see you later, sir. Certainly will.
So I'm going to talk very briefly about setting up my show. Setup, as you can see, I put up the lines of self-esteem. That's the section that I was struggling at for a good bit before, so there it is. I set my bottle of water this year, not rosé. I've got my iPad, my little thing for filming each gig, and buckety buckets. Comedy wig, comedy glasses. So that's all set up, and that's usually about 5 minutes before, literally 5 minutes before the show starts. A couple of minutes then to go shake myself down, do a little bit of facial exercises, and also vocal exercises to get my mouth going. So try that, and then I sit here going, oh god, are they turning up? I would love to have like a really cool tech setup, like literally came and did the show and forgot to turn the audience lights off and stuff like that. But so that's Edinburgh day 4 done. Go and see Kieran Hodgson and Ivo Graham later. I'll talk a little bit, I think, tomorrow about go and see other stuff that's not your own so you don't explode. Today's in-camera bit is briefly talking about doing guest spots. This year I decided that I wasn't going to do many guest spots. I did loads last year, and I'm trying to kind of take it easy and pace myself a bit this year. So I've been doing a few spots at Rick Carranza's Star Trek versus Star Wars, which was great crack, always representing Star Trek. And I've won twice so far. Today I've got a guest spot that I'm going into on the Northern Irish Comedian Showcase that William Thompson did. I did the MI Comedy Protocol last year and they did a later one, Mickey, Bartlett and William, so I'm going in to do that a bit. The good thing about slots like that is that you can flyer afterwards, so like it's called exit flyering, where you do a spot, then as people are leaving you're straight out there with your flyers going, please, if you liked that taster, come see my show. It works sometimes. It's just another way of trying to get your name out. It's amongst all the thousands and thousands of other shows here. There's people I know that basically just come over to the Fringe and they just do guest spots. That's all they do, guest spots, guest spots, guest spots. Apart from all the other expenses of the Fringe, that's probably the cheapest way to do the Fringe. But if you've got your own show, make sure you're not doing too many guest spots that you actually your own show suffers. But do enough that you're networking and also simply getting your flyers out there at the end of the show. Taster, you never know where it's going to be.
Folks, I've been Peter E Davidson. I have a show every day at 1:30 at the Counting House. Thank you very much.
Hello. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about some tips that I was told about flyering. Some guy, I think it was in my first year doing this, like stopped me in the street, said, no, I work for a professional flyer company. Here's what you should do. First of all, he said, hold your flyer up. So people can see it as you're passing by. They know in advance that you're going to flyer them. If you hold your flyers up like that, when you hand them out at face level. Don't put them down like this. Go, here you go, do you want a flyer, do you want a flyer? Literally, it's said psychologically that looks like you're putting something in the bin. Two things that I'll say about that. Just, again, if you see somebody that is being totally over-flyered, give them space. You're not going to make any indent on somebody who's just picked up 10 flyers in 10 seconds. People usually on headphones don't want flyers, that's why they're wearing headphones. Respect people who need that little bit of distance from things. There will be people you'll see that pick up every single flyer going. That's okay. I also have kids come along who just want a flyer, and there's no way they're coming to see my show. But sure, it's kind of cute to give a flyer to them. And just some tips that I've been told. Don't go fully with what I say because, you should see my numbers. Okay, very, very quick history thing. First time I ever played the Fringe was with Love the Concept in the year 2000. And we played the Gilded Balloon, the old Gilded Balloon. Down there, see that big building behind me? That's where the old Gilded Balloon used to be. And we used to walk up the streets here to the Royal Mile to flyer with a large inflatable dinosaur. And large inflatable dinosaur and shouting things about Sada from Big Brother. I do have footage of that digitized, but I don't have it with me here to put in these videos. But that was me, Kieran Flanagan, Declan Page and Dennis Heaney in 2000. Down there is where the old Leighton Live used to be, the infamous Leighton Live, the Bear Pit one. And often you'd just see like Ross Noble, a couple other people hanging about just down at the Gilded Balloon there. It was like a really cool time to be here. The door up there that says Mash House, that's where we played. That was in the Gilded Balloon, that was the room. You can see just off the side there. I think the last time I was even in that building was about 15 years ago, seeing Mark Watson. So, yeah, we're going back 24 years to this building. Today was a bit of a turn. I had really good numbers. It's been a rough week in terms of getting numbers, and so I did a very nice turnout today, which really helped lift the week. So I'm not going to give any sort of great insight into the shows or anything like that. I will just slowly show you that got this far in the Fringe, and today is the first day that I have seen a woman dressed up as a vagina. It usually happens much earlier in the Fringe. It usually doesn't take till day 9, and then it was followed up by a woman dressed as a boob. So 2 boobies and a vagina. That's your Friday, day 9. My piece of video today, this is day 10 of the Fringe, and today is actually about not being at the Fringe. It's a Saturday, it's the busiest day, but after my show today, I am going out of town with my friends Katie and Peter to see Ash and Ida Wild and Honeyblood, and go to Berwick and just get away from the Fringe for an evening and enjoy great music. There's my Berg tip as well. At some point, if you're doing a long run, get out of Edinburgh. Get out of that bubble, get out of the pressure of it, and treat yourself to something completely different. It will help, particularly if it's awesome bands. It's day 11 and I'm out flyering today. It's really sunny that I'm standing in the shade because I am ginger Northern Irish. But I think the thing that I kind of briefly want to chat about today is fatigue. Fatigue. We're at day 11, near the halfway point. But I went with some friends to North Berwick to see Ash and Ida Wild. It was brilliant to have that sort of release and kind of get away from things for a bit. Problem is, I don't know if I've got all my steam back from releasing so much steam yesterday. And as you can hear, my voice is a little bit hurt from singing along quite loudly last night. So yeah, it's important to release some steam. It's important though to keep enough steam to keep your show running. That's my Berg tip number, lost count. So here are my 2 favourite responses from flyering. One I had today, which was, oh no, sorry, we've already seen stand up. I mean, what, all of it? And the second one was, oh sorry, we can't, we're walking this way. Maybe they just keep going, just like keep walking and walking and walking in that one direction. So you never know, they might never turn around. I thought today's talk, day 14, I would talk a little bit about posters. And yeah, and the importance of a good poster. Like there's so many, it is visually can be overwhelming, the sheer amount of posters and flyers and things that are about the city. And so visually, how do you get yourself to kind of stand out? The ones that are kind of clattered in stars and things like that probably help, but like something that gives you a clear image of what the show might be. Posters that have a nice amount of space kind of really help. Definitely found some interesting things about my poster. One, I definitely wouldn't go with the name Manifest Density anymore. I had John Cooper Clarke say to me, great title, but it's a bit of a tongue twister, and if there's something where they can make an easy mistake and get your title wrong, it's not necessarily a good thing to do. Particularly they'll look for your name more than they'll look for the title of the show. The other thing which I've discovered, the poster image, which is me on top of a building looking like a member of The Apprentice or something like that. That was the aim for it, but here's the other thing. I now have people going, they think I kind of look like a Tory MP. And when you're title of your show has the word manifest, which sounds a little bit like manifesto. Yeah, you don't want somebody to have a quick look at the thing and go, is this like some Tory manifesto type thing? These things you need to think about in advance. Okay, Thursday, and this is day 15, and the weather is atrocious. Cloud for a bit, but just them big massive gusts of wind and rain, and also my flyers aren't very wind friendly. They really flap about a fair bit in the wind. Yes, I need stronger backed flyers. So this is my update. This is day 15. Gonna try and flyer in this, but this weather is bleak today. I said nobody wants to take a flyer in the rain, and nobody really wants to fly in the rain. So it's a double win. Yeah, it's just one of those days. I'll see how the rest of it goes. And rain. Day 17, and this is talking about Saturday. It's the third Saturday of the Fringe. The weekends at the Fringe are like, as you can see, where things just go really insane. You get through the week and possible low numbers, you're kind of not guaranteed. I mean, you'd have to work hard to get really bad numbers at the weekend. Lots of shows at the weekend are sold out if you're ever visiting, particularly if you're coming over at the weekend and there's like a popular show or anything that you want to see, book way in advance because it's harder to grab stuff on the day on a Saturday. I don't like being around the town too much on the Saturdays because they're just insanely busy. I mean, I like that sort of crowd coming to my show, but just not necessarily a big fan of having to walk through it or queue for ages at a bar to be crushed in somewhere. But that's the festival. You know, and just avoid George Square and the Royal Mile. You will not get out of there alive. I just want to talk a little bit about reviews. That's the kind of real trade fair part of being at the Fringe. A lot of people are using it to chalk up their review count. I will say it's harder the lower down the rung you are to get somebody to see your show. You really would need to be running your media campaign for reviewers and pushing at reviewers from months in advance. That's why a lot of the people getting reviews up here are people who have done Brighton, done London, and so there's already a bit of a buzz. So the reviewers already want to opt in. If it's a bigger thing, it's going to get more people in reviewing it. Even though, like, does it really need 20 reviews when, you know, it's kind of, that show's covered, that show's doing well. So try to get them to see the small shows, very, very difficult. The other way for getting reviews a lot of people do is the Ed Fringe website. Today I want to talk about going to see other shows and how important it is to go see other stuff when you're at the Fringe. Because you can get really trapped in the bubble of it, you can get trapped in the bubble of your own show. But here's a chance to start to see some stuff that you would not see where you're from, or take a punt on something different. If you've never gone to see a sketch show, go see a sketch show. If you've never gone to see a theatre piece, go see a theatre piece. Last night we went to see An Evening Without Kate Bush, which was like a Kate Bush cabaret show. I'm doing this show 24 days here, and I try to at least go see one other show a day. I try to find ones that are very close to my window time frame. So like the best shows for me, if there's a show on like 3:30, 4 o'clock, finish by 5, 5:30, that window, that's my perfect one, because I've just done the show, I've had a little bit of food, I've let the adrenaline come up, not going into another show sweating, and then I've got a show that just takes my mind off, so I'm not analysing. Now, it's important that you go and support your friends. That really is a boost that will help them throughout the run to see a friendly face in the audience. You'll never catch all that you need to or want to, and particularly as we enter the last few days, you always hit the I'm going to try to see your show. I said I would see it, and oh fuck, time's gone. Today's bit the camera is all about hitting the wall. See the visual metaphor there? Look, I work on a couple of levels. I saw it in my Facebook memories that this time last year was the day I was just absolutely shattered and exhausted. We're on the last Thursday of the run. We're on day 22. It's a marathon, so no wonder if you're hitting that last sprint, one day you're just gonna go, you know what, I am physically exhausted or mentally exhausted. This time of the week where people are starting to come down with colds, flus, fringe flu. Usually I get fringe flu after the fringe, but I've started to get a bit of it now. I'm on the Sudafed, I'm on the multivitamins, I'm on the vitamin C. I also have a lot of hand sanitizer with me as well, because we all share microphones and we all share the same equipment and so on. So you want to make sure that you're not passing on anything, except for laughter. Thursdays can be hit and miss, weekends can be good. So let's go flyer and see if there's anybody out there, and let's see what today brings. You just never know with the Fringe. But let's hope it's a nice audience that gives me a nice little bit of energy that gets me through today and into the weekend. I don't think I have a to camera bit for today. Yeah, I don't think I have anything. I'm just too knackered. I'll have a think over lunch. Yeah, I don't think I have anything for today's talk. I've just taken Sudafed and hand gel, and my throat's starting to go again after the show, so yeah, see if I can think of anything. No, I ended up, I couldn't think of anything except for getting a cold, so I'm way to bed. This is the second last day of the Fringe, and I very briefly wanted to talk about the Free Festival, the Free Fringe. The Free Festival that Alex Petty runs, Laugh North's Free Festival. It's such an important thing to the festival. This year it's its 20th anniversary, and without it, so many people would not be able to do the Fringe or be part of the Fringe. We went to see a show recently where they're talking about uni tuition fees and how about it's $9 a semester, but the Fringe is $9 for a month if you're with any of the bigger venues. So for normal people, the ordinary people, working class people, you can't get into the Fringe. This is the doorway for it, and they run a really good operation. They also run loads of compilation shows. You can chalk up quite a lot of gigs. Last year, the majority of extra gigs I did were all Best of the Fest or clean Fringe for kids and things like that. You know, all that kind of stuff that helps get your name of your show out there. If it wasn't for the Free Festival, the Fringe just, it would totally be a rich man's game. Edinburgh is generally expensive, but it's not impossible, and that's the massive difference. Okay folks, here we are. It's the last day of the Fringe, Sunday the 25th. Some people are doing Monday with some of the other venues, but I'm very glad that today's my last day. Been limping to the finish line with this cold, 2.5 hours time, but everything's all wrapped up and good, and I'm finally finished. Yeah, final day of the Fringe. I'm flyering, and it's the windiest day. So standing in the cold and the windy wind, flyers half blowing out of your hand, trying to get people to stop. Guess what part of the Fringe I will not be missing?
everybody. Thank you very, very much, folks. Thank you.
There you go. That's it. That's day 25, last show done. Pretty much packed house. The audience were absolutely lovely. How am I still standing? I don't know. My run ended yesterday. I'm about to head to get the plane back to Belfast and then the bus to Derry after that. So this bit, kind of this final piece, is the end credits.